Just going to check the audio once again before we get started. Alright, hello everybody, welcome to round 7 of BRL Season 10. We are around Cota here, in Texas. Either one, or Austin, anything you want to say here really for this track. A few new faces here, and a few old faces as well. We got Pablos returning after a few seasons out. And we also have Sean MC as a new face. Indy Williams, 17 drivers here, and I think we're expecting another one with CSR Wolf. I'll just give him a quick invite before we all get going for some laps, so quickly go and find him. There we go. So when he joins, we should be all good. At the moment, drivers' standings have changed quite drastically across the season. Henson has been creeping up to the championship lead since the past few races, with Chug Awesome not scoring many points. And by the end of Monaco, he has usurped Chug by 6 points so far, with 4 rounds left in the season. Chug is still second. On 94 points, like Henson just touches the 100-point barrier. AER Tyler there, also here, F1C Tyler, in the V-car for this race as a reserve. Blackburn in 4th, 83 points, still not that far away behind AEL Tyler, and obviously the top spot with our Henson on 83 points. Hazard, still with a good start. With a good start, and unfortunately for him, it's not really carried on into the rest of the season, but he's still P5 on 75 points, as with Jimmy Jags at P7 on 54 points. No raid again, that's good news. John Meister as well, who was in P6, has unfortunately left the server, so he will not be going any further up the field from there. But at the moment, that's the top 6, and I think at the moment, let's watch the very first lap on board with Essex Perry here, around the final corner. Cota is a very tricky track, quite a lot of corners, load of high speed and medium speed corners mainly, especially in that sector 3, I guess, windy section really. But heading to turn 1, make sure you don't lock your front tyres and don't go straight off. Essex Perry does just that, make sure his braking is all clean before this completely flat section here in modern F1 cars, completely flat in qualifying, and it should be near flat fully in the race. Has to have a little shift down here into 6th, obviously, because that is a very tricky corner to do flat. Little lift off here, obviously, would be a purple sector 1, because it's the first sector we've seen. This will be one of the very tough points there, right when Essex Perry has gone past. That bit is quite easy to invalidate your lap on the inside of that curve and then on the outside of the track after turn 9. And now we go down to the really long straight. Glad there's no blindingness there, because if this was a sunset, that sun would be completely in your eyes. But Essex Perry so far looking quite nice. He's going to go down into, I believe, it's turn 11. You can clip the curb a little bit more there, but that ends sector 2. And here is now a very windy section here. Turn, assuming 12, 13. I think this is 13 or into 14, but yeah, maybe save a bit of ERS here, like Essex Perry has done, but I think he may have saved quite a lot here for his final section. You could use a lot down the back straight, and I think that's where you really need to lose it. He has to mind it, just gets out of the way. I think that was our Henson or Pablos, one of the two. But Essex Perry here is going to come around the final corner, complete the lap with all the ERS that he has, 33.6. We'll see one of the Ferraris cross the line next. Let's see who that is. Knowing Light with 34.4 and giving his teammate a nice little toe there down the main straight. Let's see, will he pull off to the side of the track? Never mind, he might not be. But yeah, Tyler there, fastest on medium tyres. We know Tyler likes to go on the medium tyres for his first run and see what happens. Cesar Wolf looks like he's not really going to be able to be here, unfortunately. Pablos, though, does go quickest on the soft tyres. So even though he said he was going to be a bit out there with pace, he looks like he's still doing it right so far. Jerry Saff now is the one to go ahead by about half a second here. And this track really is all about how committed you can be through some of these corners. Should be a Rebel crossing a line in a second. Chunky awesome. That's just to start his lap. You can also tell I am a slight bit ill. Not too much, but just a slight bit ill. So maybe not as much energy in this one, unfortunately. But yeah, at the moment, Hazard and Matt Expen are on laps at the moment. We're going to look at Matt Expen because he'll be the first one to cross the line of the duo here. Matt Expen makes sure not to run too wide here. A lot of people get done with track limits in real life at that corner, but Matt Expen throwing into the final corner. Fast out, let's see where he goes. P4, not too bad for him. Hazard as well, going P5 right behind him. A bit of a way back, but still only one position back overall. Sean MC also there ahead of Knowing Light in P8 there. Knowing Light, I think, also on the second lap here. So let's have a quick look at that before the Aston crosses the line of our Henson, who goes up into second. So it's definitely on for some really nice laps at the moment for the Aston Martin boys. Our Henson Pablos is a reserve, who goes second and third, which is quite nice. Knowing Light did improve his time now, I think, and went up to P9. Yeah, improved by 6 or 10ths there. And CJ Drama, believe it didn't cover him. He is up in P10, but yeah, only hit his short at the moment, so he will probably need a bit more laps. And I think that's Blackman now coming across the line. He is about to finish a lap. Let's see where he goes. P3, just behind our Henson at the moment. So our Henson, I think, this is one of his good tracks, I believe. Our Henson, he actually really likes his track, and Chug was very close to a bit of validation there. Let's see what he does. P4. So this is very tight between second and fourth at the moment. But our Henson has all of a sudden really found himself in the front row start, which is, if I'm not mistaken, by far some of his best bits of qualifying here. Let's have a quick look at our Henson's stats. I believe his best qualifying beforehand was 6th. Oh no, 5th on the grid. I don't know when that was. I think it was Bahrain, so very early on in the season. But at the moment, he's on for a front row start, and even with a few people maybe going quicker behind him, still looks like it could be a top 4 here for Henson. So fair play to him at the moment. I think the only people we haven't really seen do anything at the moment, Jolly Viper, Jimmy Jags, and Josh. Jolly Viper, I believe, needs to serve a qualifying van, so I'll just make sure he does that. Just give me 1 second to tell him. And there we go. Sorry, it was a very short break then, but just need to make sure that he's doing that. Yeah, here we go though. CJ Jama on a lap at the moment, 4/10 up. Could put him ahead of Escaparian Knowing Light currently. Let's see where he goes across the line in the Haas. He does do exactly that, 6.5 up on his time. But quite a large field spread at the moment, which I was still a little bit shocked with, but I think here it's quite easy to have a large field spread. It's very technical, this track, both on straights and through corners. Who's that crossing the line there? That is Wisburn to start their lap. Wisburn was actually quite quick in Monaco in the qualifying sessions and such, so we'll see where he lands in a second. I think Kodoy here, was about to be a person we're looking at, but that is a lot of wheel speed. I think he's known like on a lap low. He is about 5 seconds back, and I believe this isn't going back into the pits. Yeah, 3 lap on soft tyres. Don't believe he'll be going much quicker on them. Sean looks like he's on a lap, but I'll just have to double check here. Definitely looks like full traction on that Williams there as he tries to plant the power. It just keeps stuttering as the traction comes in. I think full traction here is quite nice, but it is a bit of an issue sometimes getting the grip out of some of these corners that you need, especially in that sector 3. Sean there validates in the last corner. Where would that lap have put him? 33.4. Could have put him ahead of BJ Sperry and Knowing Light there, but no lap for him as he invalidates at the end. Wisman there with a bit of a lock-up, I think, on the left front. But we'll see what he does. Says Purple Middle Sector. So Wisburn looking like he's got quite a lot of straight line speed there, because Sector 2 is largely just a lot of straights. A few corners to start off, obviously. Well, that's a bit wobbly there, though, from Wisburn. Could be the slightly lower wings affecting the downforce and the grip on the rear of that Williams machine, but we'll see now going through here. He still looks pretty well planted through these final few corners. I think that's an Alpine Heaven to start a lap, but I think he's getting his way a little bit too much of curb there, but he goes in P4. Look how close it is here. This is just getting a bit ridiculous now. I mean, look, 4 drivers separated by about, what, 600ths? I'm going to say, but yeah, Wisburn up in 4th moment. Jolly Viper has got a penalty for colliding. Oh my goodness me. Wow. Has either of them got damage? Has Chug got damage? I don't believe he has. He might have had to escape to the grass there. Josh there, didn't even see that. Now goes fastest with 31.4. Josh is another person who's really quick. I think he was... yeah, there we go. Tyler also. I didn't even look at that. Coming around the corner there. 2-3 V-Carb, 4-8 for Aston. But look how... I guess tight it is really through here. I mean, it's very, very close grounds at the moment. I mean, people who we were probably expecting for pole... for example, some people like Blackbone took pole out last time in Monaco, fastest lap, and won the race at some amazing pace by the end of it on them old hard tyres. But he's at P5 at the moment. He's not really having the perfect qualifying that he would have wanted. But yeah, we'll see at the moment. I think that was our Henson having a 10th up there, but there was a big wobble in the sector 1 right there. We'll keep on board with him though, because he actually looks like one of the favourites to be in the front row. Potentially. I mean, if he's a 10th up already, then it could be a very nice set of laps from the Aston Martin driver. So we'll see what he does here, blasting some of the ERS down here. He chooses, I think, probably to let it in medium or hot lap down here. It's quite nice. Oh, no, there we go. Overtake as I say that. I had to basically listening on and annoying me there. Clouts the curve here. Look, this is what I'm talking about. You clout the curve quite a lot more here on this car. He's about a tenth and a half down, but I think he might as well continue the lap. I don't believe softs are the best choice around this track. I think it's quite high tyre wear this place, and it's only really useful for them last few laps with a safety car potentially comes out. But once again, you do need to get up for that, and hopefully everybody else maybe boxes with you. So we'll see. Very committed there into the penultimate corner though. So we'll see if Henson maybe has any more time in his pocket here, because the lap was pretty much ruined for him, but no, 3/10 down there. And I think the wobble at the end of sector 1 there did sort of ruin the momentum of his lap. Someone who hasn't got his momentum ruined so far, I believe, is Blackbone at the moment. It looks like he's carrying on pretty well here so far. 10th up on his time. It did flash purple, but I don't believe that is a complete purple there. Hazard would have been the first car to cross the line, but he is on an out lap. I believe that is also, yeah, Johnny Vipe inside his retiring concession. He did have a grid penalty, but yeah, obviously with the qualifying ban, that is not going to affect him too much. That's Blackbone wide and off the track, and he's going to decide to. Oh my goodness me! I thought that wall was going to come out a lot closer there, but no. Chubby Awesome here. I think there was also purple second sector coming up, so Whizburn, if he is on a lap, he might disturb Chubby Awesome a little bit through here. They both are on laps at the moment, so we'll see what happens. We'll follow them simultaneously here as Whizburn will cross the line. I think we're going to have to quickly shut off him though, because Chuggy Awesome looks like he's going just that bit quicker than the Williams driver. So we'll see what happens with Whizburn coming across the line. We'll flick back. Whizburn goes second. Chuggy Awesome goes to pole by not by much of a margin though. Look at that, 7,000 a second between him and Josh in the Ferrari. Jeremy Saffin, a person who's been a little bit quiet in qualifying, but we know who has been up there in P5 at the moment and is another 10th up. So realistically, another 10th up can put him about P3. So we'll see what Jeremy Saff does. He maybe even had a shocky last sector, so we'll see if he can improve. He's in the single digits of ERS here, which won't help his power output, but we'll see what he does. Look at that, wonderfully committed into the second last turn. I think we're seeing a lot of commitment from drivers here. On the overtake on the final bit there, goes up to third though, and it's not by much, but he will happily take the 2 upgrade spots there. CJ Drama, I think, is also retired in the pit lane, so he is not going to improve anymore. Hazard also invalidating his lap, so I think he's going to come into the pits on this lap, get the final set of the fresh set of softs that he gets given in qualifying, and he will go for his last lap eventually. Sean, I think, is also starting to come out for his out lap there as well. Chug the Awesome isn't improving. Whizman isn't improving. I think this is the last bit of quiet we have. Yeah, Jimmy Jags with a bad lap, and actually went ahead of his teammate Hazard there. Yeah, it looks like it's a bit of a quiet period now. See, John actually left the session there, but he is joined back. Yeah, it's expired. It's about half a second down. I think, I mean, unless he improves here, let's see. Yeah, 2.5 seconds down. So we'll keep it a little bit chilled here. As Chucky Awesome does, well, exactly what I'm showing you there with the turn, well, 18 or turn 19. Once again, 1 to 2, not too sure, but yeah, this is now the calm before all the final laps come into place. Jimmy Jags probably will also come into the pits quickly for his final lap. But everyone's got to really get a move on here. I mean, 3 minutes is a decent amount of time. But, I mean, if everyone's going to come out of the pits, Max Spence decides, you know what, no more hassle. I think a few tenth gap to Jimmy behind me is the best I'm going to get. So he's going to stay P10 at his highest. But there's going to be quite a lot of people here coming out. Yeah, look at this. There's going to be quite a lot of people now going to come out right around the same time here. I mean, that is a Aston Martin already out there on the track. The first driver who's going to be crossing the line there, Pablos. But he's taking us out now quite quickly here. I mean, I believe with nearly a sector's advantage in time, take it a little bit slower. Get your tyres warmed up to temperature. Make sure no one gets towed though from you. That is the big point there. Hazard, I think, also maybe trying to let people by in case they are on a lap. But no, obviously no one here we know is on a lap. Josh is ahead of Hazard now, but maybe Hazard just wants to tow. We're not really too sure here. But yeah, look, this is what I'm talking about. A bunch of people now coming out the pits, and it's just, it might be just way too late for this. Our Henson out there now, Blackburn out there as well. I won't be surprised if someone misses checking flag here. Look, Kodoy, and that's, I believe, Chunky Awesome. Yeah, overtaking Kodoy there even. But yeah, Kodoy needs to get a move on. Tyler needs to get back out there. I think he is trying his best. Wisman, I think, is the one getting out there. But look at this. I mean, I don't know if they're really going to get back out in time. Yeah, Wisburn is out. Jeremy Saff isn't out. Tyler isn't out. I don't think either of these two are going to come out the pits and do another lap. Jimmy Jags looks to be done in P11 as well. So we're going to see neither V-Carbs do their final lap. No Jimmy Jags in this final lap. Sean MC, I think, has started his lap already. Well on his way, actually. Bubble Second Sector gets flashed up, but I don't believe that is truly his pace. But yeah, Sean actually is the first person to do his lap by a mile, actually. I thought it was Pablos, but it is not. Got to make sure that Ferrari doesn't get in his way. Ferrari does get out of the way. But it looks like, I guess, everyone else should be alright now. As I think, yeah, Jeremy Sapp is out there for an out lap, but he's not getting there in time. Yeah, he's not really cutting the corners, at least. I can see on the mini-map. Sean does go ahead of Hazard currently, and he's going to be one of the first people to start his lap. But the main person we're going to look at the moment here is Pablos, because he's only had one lap so far, I believe. And he's just only slightly down in Sector 1 time, but he could be a really big threat for the first few rows. So we'll see what happens with the Aston Martin driver. Currently sat in P8, but I think he's got a bit more pace in him, so we'll see what happens here now. Going down into, I believe it's turn 11 once again. I'm not always clued up on these things. But yeah, Pablos, once again, I'm just going to ignore that second sector now, unless it really does show up for a lot more than 2 seconds. But yeah, Pablos there, a few tenths up, so he might be able to find himself ahead of the Henson Blackbone, like, gaggle, I guess. And Henson, look at that, 2 tenths up as well. So we'll see what he can do before we get to the end of qualifying. Oh, committed, but maybe a bit too committed there. Surprisingly not a violation there for Pablos. That might have lost him lots of time, though. He's wide again. Surprisingly, still not lost some time, but there is only a slight improvement and no improvement in position overall. Right, so here come... who is next? Jeremy Saff? No, he's gone. He is not doing his lap ISS. Wisman, 2 tenths up on this time, so he is also looking good for something, knowing that will be one of the first people to cross the line, and it'll be Josh, his teammate, in the Ferrari, so we'll see what happens there. I think that's... yeah, Jimmy Jack slowing down there as he's done with his session. He could get out in time. None of that crosses the line. He goes 13th. We'll see what Josh does now. A 10th up, which can put him in pole position. Let's see. Has he maintained that gap through the final sector? Crosses the line now, and he is only on pole by a few hundreds. Chunky Awesome is invalidated as well. He is not going to get that extra chance at pole. Will Blackburn take it? No, he's close. He's about 10th down on his time. I think that's Has crossed the line now. No improvement for him. Henson now crossing the line. He lost some time. He only gained 2 tenths in the end and maintained that gap through the first sector. I believe that is most people now done with their laps. Kodoy there went up into P8, but I think it's all eyes now on Wisburn. He's 3.5 tenths up on his Sector 2 time. Will he be the unlikely shout for pole position here? Will he take it off of Josh and dislodge Chunky Awesome from the front row? Wisburn crosses the line now, 30.9, the first man and the only man into the 130s here, and that is pole for the Williams driver. What a lap from him. Splits about 3 tenths between the other three here. We're only separated by a tenth here. About a 10.5 between the top 5 before that. So, crazy, that one, to be honest. Absolutely crazy. Yeah. Um, ridiculous, really. Yeah, but anyway, Wizard on pole. Josh second. Check the awesome 5-place grid penalty. So I'm assuming that's what happened with the Jolly Viper hit. I'm assuming into turn 1. Restarts again my 5-place. I'm not sure if this is going to happen, but anyway, we'll quickly run through the grid. Blackbone 4th after running through the top 3 there. Jeremy Sappins, Tyler, locking out the 3rd row for Vija Capivarpi. I Henson, Kodoy, and Pablos in P7, 8, and 9. Matt Expen rounding out the top 10. Jimmy Jackson P11 just outside the top 10 for Alpine. Sean MC, the newcomer here, in P12. Knowing Light in P13. Hanson P14. Essex Perry P15. CJ John P16. And Jolly Viper with the quali van. And I guess a 5-place grid spot down there in P17 and last. Okay, also there's a bit more information here. Tyler, I believe, will retire his car for that one. He's got a bit of an emergency for him at the moment. So Tyler, P5 on the grid, will give everybody behind a free position. Currently everyone's starting on medium tyres. At the moment, my God, my throat is not perfect, but we'll just wait and see. Some people are on the hard tyres there now. Chug the Awesome and Matt Expen. Chug, I guess, with that 5-place grid penalty awarded somewhat unfairly to him. Wow, that is quick. I did not realise we were going that quickly. Anyway, 5 red lights. Wisbon on pole, Ferrari alongside of Josh. It's lights out, and we're underway for round 7. Wisbon there. Looks like he's got a pretty nice start. Covers off Josh. There is a car in the background there, I believe. I think that's already crashed for turn 1. Anyway, yeah, Essex Perry, 10-second penalty, votes safety car immediately before turn 1. What has happened there? That is, well, a lot of debris and a lot of position changes again. It's just like Bahrain where we had that vote safety car before turn 1, but that is already awful, really. Jolly Viper, after the qualifying ban, already got wing damage, as of Essex Perry, but I guess they're good detail, I guess. Essex Perry now could just take the hard tyres, go to the end. So what would have been a very interesting start there has now just turned to that. Tyler, looking like he's just trying to maybe get himself disqualified really quick. Just get him, back to the pits. Yeah, he's trying to just get himself disqualified out of the race. Make sure he can tend to the family emergency as soon as he can. So, what a start indeed. I don't even know what's happened, but wow, that is something. Wow, look at the penalties that Tyler's racking up here. 30 seconds. He's going to dive down the inside of the McLaren. The McLaren leaves in the space. Even goes slightly off track there. But yes, Tyler, we're getting a little bit of racing action here before he gets disqualified and has to go. Surprisingly, he's not been disqualified already yet. Down the inside there of Kodoy, he goes. Tyler making up all the positions here after his start. Lovely stuff from him. Look at that right pass there. How has he not been disqualified? I have no idea. The drive through and about 40 seconds of penalties there. Speeding on the safety car as well. Wow, he didn't even get disqualified for 50 seconds of penalties and a drive through. No disqualification there. Tyler now comes into pits. This will be him retiring and out on session. There's still a bunch of swapping going on here, and this is why a bunch of people are coming into the pit lane here, which is interesting. I'd think quite a lot of people here coming into pits, and yeah, some people deciding. To be fair, some people deciding to serve their penalties. Essex Perry also spent in the pit lane there. Hazard onto the softs, and Essex Perry also decides there with that 10-second penalty there to retire from the session. Essex Perry will not take further part in this race. Suppose the car's gone quite long. Oh, it's done the same thing as what happened in Bahrain, where it says about safety car, but it is a full. What is AR ruling? Just give me 1 second with that chug. Anyway, senior drama on the hard tyres, so I guess, technically a net race leader if he wants to go to the end on them. Hazard there on the soft tyres, probably looking to make up some ground on them because they are fresh softs actually. 0 laps done on them. Cesar Drama actually has a little bit of an issue there, but Hazard cannot pass him under safety car, knowing like looks like he's going to go for double medium strat. Great start, yeah, great start indeed. I don't even know what happened there. Matt Expen, P14 on the soft tyres and Johnny Viper after that start, where he's basically facing the wrong way. He's in P15, but he has the hard. Sorry, I completely missed that. What happened there? Matt Expen. Yeah, not sure what's going on there. Wisburn really pushing the safety car there as well. But yeah, we'll just give it a little bit of a rest at the moment. Yeah, let me try and see what Essex Perry thought at the start there. He can't really believe what's just happened, so maybe some issues there with Johnny Viper, who was involved at the back of the grid as well. Yeah, looks like some issues there. We'll try and see if we can get that back on cameras. Let's see here. Oh, hold on a second. We'll try and go into pits there. Looks like it. Yes, there is. Hazard there going off the soft tyres and maybe trying what Johnny Viper and Cesar Drama are trying here. So I think Hazard, was he one to start? Yes, he was, as with Matt Expen. So those two started on the hard tyres. So I believe what they're now doing, yes, they're going on to their sets of hard tyres again. So they have made their mandatory soft now, and they do not need to make another one, but they have that one extra lap cushion of not using them for the wear. So it just helps them out a little bit later on into the race. They may lose a position now, or two, but realistically, all they're going to need to do then is warm up the hard tyres, and they should be all good to go once we get racing, likely at the end of this lap. Yes, Xperry, not very happy with what happened to him. Not really too surprised, to be honest. I mean, getting killed on that one isn't really very good. Getting killed before turn one is, well, even worse. So, yeah, unfortunate for the Sauber driver there. It looks like no points are going to be scored by the Sauber team for this race, which, unfortunate for them, really. I mean, they do sort of need it. They are, like, half in the Constructors' title fight, but at the moment, it's just not really going their way at the moment. But some teams where it really is going to go their way at the moment, Aston Martin on a 5-6 at the moment. Anyone else ahead here? Well, McLaren at the moment looks like they're going to take Alpine in the Constructors' Championship today. Once again, these sort of results stand. But anyway, safety car is in this lap. Got to make sure people do not go above that 50-mile-an-hour limit. We do know that is a thing, unless it does start to limit you, because sometimes it does. But yeah, obviously, if we're not consistently under that 50-mile-an-hour limit, yeah, it looks like Wisburn is keeping above that, about 60-mile-an-hour, which is realistically all you need, just enough to make sure people don't just cause a massive blockade, because that is the biggest worry, where we just come off a safety car and everyone's unhappy when they all have damage on the restart because they can't find themselves, avoiding the people who just keep stopping on track. Anyway, when will Wisburn go? It looks like he's pulled a hammer now, but that's been predicted quite well there from Josh, and realistically from everyone else. Blackbone, they're still somewhat on there, but a bit of counter steer through the final corner. So, Josh here looks to be the one to probably make a move here. On them fresh medium tyres, he saved a little bit of tyre wear from there, trying to go around the outside. Wisburn blocks off the inside. Would there be any chance for a switch right there? Josh looks like he's going to be able to here on the outside. They've got to be very careful not to touch here. Will Wisburn back out? Yes, he will. So Josh takes the lead after a safety car restart. Looks like it's largely normal here. There was a bit of contact there between knowing like Cesar Drama, knowing like it's still there, and there's a bit of contact there, but at least no one is round here for the Haas there. Johnny Viper also having very big problems again down the back of the field. But look at this, the hard tyres can't be fired up here at the moment, at least from Wisburn. Chug is also trying to do something with them. We're trying to get to Kodoy there, I believe. Yes, Kodoy in Wow, okay, and what is this? Look at this absolute slipstream fest here. But look at this, so Blackbone here trying to get past Whisper. Will Whisper try and break later on them hard tyres? Blackbone just slightly covers off the inside, so he can't do anything there, but Blackbone is up into second place. So our last race's race winner is now up into second here. And realistically, we've got a nice little train here forming at the moment. Chris Tyler, come on, Josh, yeah, let's see what he does. Josh at the moment is pulling quite a lot of a gap in between him and Blackburn, and he's got a lot of ERS here. So Josh at the moment has got some very nice, well, I should say one lap pace, because, well, I mean, pretty much he was second to take pole there. Wismer looks like he just can't get him tyres fired up, and look at that, Jeremy Safra on the back of him now on their mediums. Let's see, will he make the move now? It looks like he's trying to dump the battery and make a move to turn one, but they've got to make sure they don't lose track of that DRS in the top two. Jeremy Saf goes down the inside, make sure he doesn't ruin the braking a little bit too much. Wisburn tries to go for any form of switchback, but nothing is going to help him there. Jeremy Saf up into P3 on the medium tyres. The benefit that Wisburn is going to have, though, is going to be later in this race. So Wisburn might be struggling now, but that is what everyone else looks like they might go through the end of this race. Blackburn here also round the back of Josh at the moment. Josh trying to save some of his battery. Blackbone not really doing the same. These are some lovely aerial shots, actually, might I add. Chug the Awesome here looks like he might also drop out of DRS. He just manages to get it back. Jimmy Jag's quite far away now, so this looks like the top 8 here at the moment is going to be forming this sort of train. So looks like we're going to have quite a bit of swapsies going on here. Josh will probably swap Blackbone for the next few laps. But anyway, Blackbone does take the lead here. Looks like both of the Astons there look like they were going side by side for a second. But nothing doing there for either of them. Henson and Pablo staying in line. Kodoy and Chug doing their best there to just keep with the train at the moment. Chug on them hard tyres, making sure that he can keep the train, because once again, his pain is now, and later in the race he needs to gain off their medium tyres, and realistically to gain even further he needs to stick within oh wow, very good bit of fighting there between C and Drummer and Knowing. Like, I think they're both locked tyres there, but it's good for them not to just go and say hi to people in the stands and go into the wall. So fair play to them. They managed to keep out the wall, so good job for all of them. Even though that may not have been the cleanest thing there. But anyway, might as well go attention back to the front. Josh and Blackbone still right there. Looks like I was making a move there, yeah. I believe, yeah, our Henson down the inside of Wisburn. Our Henson does get ahead there. The timings did lie to me for a slight second there. Didn't think our Henson made the move, but he did on the inside and up into P4. Hopefully Simic can follow through suit for him. But our Henson needs to make sure he doesn't lose track of that DRS. A little bit of a wobble there. He's really struggled throughout that little bit of a high-speed section. Well, yeah, this whole time we've seen him so far. Struggled there in qualifying, a little bit on grip, and struggled there in the race currently from what we're seeing on grip. So we'll see if Pablos decides to go for a send. He does not. Pablos sticking back, maybe trying to go for the blast down the straight here. But Wisman got some quite nice grip there. And Pablos also going to do the same. We'll look at the obligatory move in the first place there. Josh past Blackbone. Will Pablos do anything here? Looks like everyone's going to be just fine. Pablos closes up to Wisburn, but nothing doing for him. Chug is, look, you can see though, Chug is dropping out of the CRS. He did say he was having some issues with this, I'm assuming, new update, because I think this new update for the game, even though it hasn't really added anything, fixed a few issues. I think it's brought quite a lot, especially to Steam. I think Steam's got quite a few issues with how the game runs at the moment, so he might be having a few issues there. I think that was Wisburn trying to defend from Pablos. Goes a tiny bit wide. Will Pablos try and sneak and move up the inside? He does dive it. He's going to be very careful with that, though. Wisburn does leave the space respectfully there. And this actually is helping our Henson at the moment, who is having his teammate fight out with the Williams and is going to have much less pressure from behind. Will Pablos make it into turn one? Yes, he does. Pablos there up into P5. Wisburn, you can tell the hard tyres are just not at the moment. This does help Chuck the Awesome, though, close up just that little bit more, though. So good for him. Look at that, though. Look, they're very close together there. Pablos trying to save his ERS, and I believe that's the best strategy here. If you go into none, really, through some of these Sector 1 corners, you've got basically no likelihood of spinning out there. Even though it may be a little bit slower, you are so much more safer from potential hits and spin. I'd say that was an almost move on the inside there, but Blackbone fakes a slight move to the inside there and gets past Josh. So I think Jeremy Saff here, we're going to go on board with him. Yeah, it's a drag race at the front, but I believe Blackbone win that out with his DRS there. But look at Jeremy Saff now. Look, He's going to try and go for a move here on the inside of Josh. Josh might fall down to P3 here. Side by side into turn 11. Lovely move from the V-carb. And our Henson there just sitting back, waiting to see what happens. Is there any moves going on behind here? No, there is not. Josh also maybe looking for another move down here. But we won't really see these desperate moves into Sector 3 until these last few laps, because we know what's going to happen then. All the gloves going to come off. Everyone's going to realise the DRS trains will not matter on the last lap. Doesn't matter if you're in them or not in them. If you're about 0.3 of a second behind a certain car, that car is getting sent, and we know that. And we will see it once it goes to lap 28 of this race through Sector 3. So we'll wait and see once that happens. Sean MC, the first one to pick up penalties, and also picking up damage as he comes into the pits. Now make sure he doesn't tap the wall there. He is all okay. Sean may retire from this race or box into a set of hards for an early pit stop. We'll wait and see. That's quite close there, actually. 4 cars stacking up behind Pablos here. Pablos losing a bit of touch to the top 4 at the moment. Maybe the medium tyre wear is kicking in a little bit for the Aston Martin. Oh, wow. As I say that, Josh, who was looking so good, he only just fell down to P3. He span it, and that's what I was talking about with some of the offline grip here, and that is going to ruin, potentially, the DRS train at the moment. Josh, though, without a front wing, he's going to need to get that replaced. Henson, I think, is still in DRS here. Yeah, look. Now, Jeremy Saff is staring right at the back of the lead of the race, and, well, I mean, he might just save the battery for now, but crazy stuff at the moment. Wisburn also trying to go on the inside there of Pablos, and he does so. Chuck the Awesome also doing the same. So it's like in about half a lap, the hard tyre runners were the ones struggling, and now it's the medium tyre runners in at Josh, making sure he doesn't get in anyone's way here. Pulls over to make sure everyone is passed. I'm assuming he might retire from this race unless he's going to go for any sort of safety cars to get him back in it. So we'll just wait and see once he does go into the pit lane. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit more spread out now. At the front as Blackwood goes wide, that might be a warning for him. Wait and see on that one. But at the moment, yeah, everyone's got similar ERS levels. Pablos probably the one struggling the most here. Trying to keep pace with the top 3, maybe top 4 as well, as Wisburn is trying his best to catch back up to the pack. Henson trying to do the same here, actually. But it looks like, yeah, Jeremy Saff had a little bit of a mistake there. Or Blackburn, one or two. They had a mistake, and that is him closing right back up again. After turn 1, Josh decides, yep, that is it. Retires from session. The spin through here did impact this race quite a lot. Obviously, without a wing and without really the track position to really do anything now. Look at the struggling, though, on the medium tyres, though. Wisburn really coming into his own here, and I think the medium tyres just have to sort of... yeah, people on the medium tyres anyway have to just hold it out. That's all they got to do. I mean, our Henson, Jeremy Saff and Blackburn, we've seen these a lot struggle on grip and pace in the past lap. Blackburn going off at the penultimate corner. Jeremy Saff, we saw have a little bit of a wobble in turn 1. I think outside of that as well, our Henson, we've already seen his struggles a little bit earlier on with the medium tyres and just how there's a slight lack of grip once a bit of wear comes in to them tyres. But Wisburn will be the one to now gain. Chug will also be the one to now gain. Pablos is a bit of a bottleneck for Chug at the moment. Chug needs to make sure he needs to get close enough to Pablos to make that move done, because he's saved up quite a lot of battery here, as has Wisburn. And to be fair, a few of the guys out here have also. Blackburn breaking a DRS Jerry Saffy, that's quite important, as our Henson will probably be the one to overtake him next. We'll see if he does it in turn 1. Our Henson likely should try and have a go, but Wisburn is right on the back there with the DRS as well. Our Henson looks to be dumping the battery now. He can't dump too much though. Will Jeremy Saff just accept the move? It looks like he's going to. Yeah, goes a little bit wide there. Makes him make the move. And our Henson now needs to push quite a bit here if he wants to try and catch up to Blackburn, or he might try and save his ERS, let the other people go past, and keep trying to tail them to get back to Blackburn out in front, because he has not got much ERS to play with at the moment. He tried using most of that, getting away from Jeremy Saff. So any small mistake from Blackburn now could leave him quite vulnerable, but Henson does go a little bit wide there, a little bit offline, And this is what we're talking about with the offline grip on their medium tyres. And now look at this, 2x2 behind our Henson. Got to make sure no contact is made. Jeremy Sapp on the inside is Wisburn here. Henson goes a little bit off the track as well. So I think Wisburn's going to be the biggest gainer here, up into P2 with all that batteries to use. And our Henson will be the biggest loser there. Maybe losing 1, 2, 3, 4 places down the straight. He just hasn't got anything to defend with there. Without DRS, there's no problems for him to do that. A little bit of contact there between Jeremy Saff and Chug the Awesome. Chug tries to get back into the fray and get realistically where Wisburn is at the moment, because where he is in the hard tyres, a send there from Pablos. Very fair and respectful driving from both of them. Pablos actually might have made it work there. I wouldn't say we wouldn't see any till the final few laps. A tiny bit of contact there, but Pablos does stay ahead. Blackbone also mistake. Oh my god, but Blackbone mistake there, I believe. I don't know if there's any damage. Oh my goodness me! I don't know what's just happened there. I think Jeremy Sapp was trying to come into the pits. Chug, I don't even know what's just happened. Jeremy Sapp, Chug the Awesome colliding not for the first time this season. Jeremy Sapp, I think, trying to go into the pit lane, I believe, to change tyres, and Chug the Awesome, I think, trying to go on the inside of him, wanting to make a move, and Chug the Awesome, I think, just has no idea what to do. As oh my goodness me. Okay, wow. So all of a sudden we've gone Wisburn for about P4, P3, has gone up to P1. Blackbone fell down from the lead of the race. Our Henson still stays in third, despite losing 4 positions down the straight. Pablos up to 4th. Jeremy Sapp deciding to call the undercut as the tyre wear gets quite heavy. Chug the Awesome now looks like he's trying to go for a move on the inside. Pablos covers it off, leaves a nice bit of space there, gets quite close to his teammate, but lively bit of room left there. Pablos trying to help out his teammate here. A little bit of ERS deployment, but I don't think he'll be able to keep Chug the Awesome behind. Will he try and box him in though? But it looks like he's got so much speed in that Red Bull. That is very close to some contact there. Pablos, another send there. Lovely bit of committed moves there on the brakes. Chug the Awesome tries to go down the inside again. Will Pablos brake late? He will. And our Henson maybe tries second nose in on the outside. Will he try and second another nose in on the inside here? Fakes it. He doesn't do it in the end. Thought he was going to fake it and then send it again. But nothing there for him. But look at that battery from our Henson saved. What just happened? I have no idea. My only guess is, I believe, Chug trying to overtake Jeremy Saff. Yeah, look, see how Blackman coming into the pits there. I think everyone is struggling on the medium tyre wear. So I believe what happened was Jeremy Saff trying to go for an undercut on everybody else, as no one else is trying to really pull the trigger. Chug the Awesome there, and our Henson now fighting. Chug the Awesome getting past there by our Henson on the medium tyres. A little bit of a clip of the curb, but Chug the Awesome looks like he might get able to switch back here. Actually, just before we explain the rest of things here, this might be a bit of a nice battle going Sector 1, but Chug just decides to leave behind. CHR member, he also has done his mandatory pit stop, so he is up there legitimately P4, as of Matt Expend and as of Hazard. It's side by side with Pablos, but no issues there. Pablos just gets behind him there. Chug the Awesome right behind our heads now. You can see he's struggling a lot on tyres. He's lost a few seconds to Wisburn in the past lap, so he just let him by on the inside. No, Chug decides to be a little bit more careful after the, I guess, adventures he's had with Jeremy Saff. But at the moment, yeah, I might as well look here, because Chug the Awesome already made the move on our hands, and that was already coming. Johnny Vibe picks some penalty as well. Hazard looks like he's able to let Pablos by. Pablos goes a little bit deep. Hazard on the switchback, but I don't think the ERS battery use is going to be anything there. Hazard is just going to lose the places here to him and Jeremy Saff. Will Jeremy Saff try and go for a move, though, on Pablos? Will Jeremy Saff make a send? I don't believe he will. No, he will not. I think he just believes that the undercut he's getting right now is okay. Our Henson here, also a little bit interesting to see what he does. Will he stick in the DRS of Chug the Awesome until he can't any longer, or will he box now? Let's see. He boxes now. So he believes, yeah, it lost Sector 1 with dirty and slightly damaged our rear wing. Yeah, if you damage your rear wing, you are gone on this track. It's high-speed corners, and it's a load of medium-speed corners. You're just not going to find any grip on the back of your car. So, unfortunately for you, yeah, your race was pretty much done then. Henson obviously onto the hard tyres there. Blackbone will be ahead of him. Just by how much is the question. Will he be ahead of any of the gang on the cars behind him? Pablos will go ahead of his teammate there. Hazard is ahead of his teammate as well. Jeremy Saff is going to be ahead of Henson. I didn't mean to say Hazard ahead of Henson there, not his teammate. But yeah, Henson then now on P9. Ahead of Kodoy, at least for him. So he's maybe not got everyone behind him. with someone to fight with for track position. But yeah, he needs to clear Hazard ASAP as he is losing touch. Look at the grip difference between our heads and Hazard. Hazard basically, I think it's just a sort of mellow chicane there. Our heads are just pushing him through these corners. Will our heads to go for a send here? Tries, thinks of a send, but once again, I think like Chuck the Awesome wants to make sure he doesn't make any contact and ruin his race. Kodo, remember, is also right behind here, so maybe see some issues. Blackburn there getting past his teammate Max Ben, who has a pit. Yeah, Pablos now past Jeremy Sapp, so Pablos with the undercut now finally gets ahead. Hazard there also trying to defend from Kodo. Will either of them overshoot the chicane? Nobody does. Hazard looks like he is, well, I mean, on them hard tyres, he just hasn't made up the pace that he really wanted. Henson also losing the back end, I think, a little bit there, and he's getting quite out of shape at the moment. But he's got quite a few people to still catch up on. Blackburn there, CA Drama, Jesus. I thought he was maybe going to go for a move there. CA Drama maybe trying to think about pitting. Yeah, make sure not to make the same mistake as what Chug the Awesome and Jeremy Sapp did there. I'm not sure if that's going to be getting penalised at all, but looks like to me just a racing incident. I think one person wanted to go to the pits, one person wanted to overtake. Just nothing really clicked for either of them. They just sort of thought they both being very aggressive with each other, and it didn't pay off in the end because one had quite a bit of contact and one half spun. So yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens with the rest of this race so far. Because at the moment, I mean, yeah, CJ Jama up in P4. Legitimately, this is his spot technically at the moment. You know, this is technically 4-track position. He doesn't need to pit again. He does take the DRS a little bit further as well, maybe to defend from his teammate Max Ben. But this will hurt Pablos a little bit as he tries having to clear everybody else. Henson may benefit a little bit as he tries catching back up to the DRS train here, but he's got to make sure that Kodoy is successfully defended, really, but he's on single-digit ERS, so it might be quite easy. Look at a closing speed difference there. Matt Ben, just so much less confident on the brakes. Would there be any moves here for Jeremy Saff? No. Kodoy even actually passed our Henson, so our Henson's going to get a little bit more frustrated behind the Mercedes, and he just can't find a grip on the inside there. Jeremy Saff there passed back, so I think Max Ben went quite wide, so no issues for him. Our Henson's getting a little bit frustrated now, I think, behind the back of the Mercedes here. And at the moment, panning out quite well for Blackbone, I believe. 2 seconds ahead of CJ Jara, getting a little bit of help with him holding people up. He'll hold up Jeremy Saff as he has just held up Pablos through that final sector. Yeah, CJ Jara will not try and make a lunge there, I'm assuming, no. So Jeremy Saff will be held up in the first sector. Pablos goes a bit deep though, so maybe CJ Jama can get him back with the grip he's got, but there's really not much grip on them old hard tyres now. We see it with Max Ben as well, they're having a bit of struggles. Jimmy Jags also passed knowing light, trying to go around the outside. 2 people we haven't really seen today, to be honest. We saw them a little bit in qualifying, but yeah, they're both fighting just as clean as ever, so that's all good news for me. CJ Jama here, looks like he might lose DRS to Pablos there, and Pablos himself gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings, and Jeremy Sapper now dives down the inside of CJ Jama. So CJ Jama doing his best to let them hard tyres work, but I don't believe he can really carry them to the level that he wants. And I think at the moment, McLaren look to be the team which will usurp Alpine for the first time this season. Alpine have led the constructors since round 1, and it looks like they're going to be finally usurped as their drivers now down in 10th and 11th, maybe 10th and 12th, as knowing like he's trying to go on the inside here. Lovely fighting between these two, knowing like a little bit deep there. Jimmy Jags on the cutback. Let's see if he can get it. Will he try and fake to the inside? Jimmy Jags keeps on the outside. Maybe go for another cutback here. On the inside, potentially they are only fighting for P11 and 12 because there's no one else really around them here. Hazard will probably have to pit off them hard tyres. I'm assuming CJ Jarman will as well. Yeah, Max Ben decides the strategy of keeping on the hard tyres is just not enough. Codeway also gets a 3-second penalty now, down in P8 there. He's on the back of our Henson. As both of them do a very similar tyre wear, but our Henson getting stuck a little bit behind this mini train. He has got to clear CJ Drama before he falls way too far away from Jeremy Saff and Pablos. Maybe Pablos can help him out by continuously defending Jeremy Saff, but realistically the issue they're going to have is these guys ahead. We saw just how good the medium tyres were. And Wisburn and Chuck the Awesome are the two people who haven't boxed, who need to box in this race technically. Because once again, whoa, that was a bit of a slide, I think, from Pablos Blackburn there, as I think he'll lose a few tenths on the timing ladder. Never mind, it might not have been. I think Pablos may have had a mistake of his own there. But Pablos might as well just cut my previous thoughts as Jeremy Saff on the inside here. Really likes using the track here, don't they? Both of them. But yeah, look, Pablos, losing position there to Jeremy Saff in the end. Henson and Kodo get past Iyajama on the same straight. But once again, yeah, these two do need to pit at some point. It's just a question of when do they, really. They're struggling a little bit, I think, because Shuggy also was going around 4th gear through some of these corners. That is quite slow compared to qualifying pace. That's quite a lot of wear kicking in, and that is the Mercedes just not having a fun time there with Jolly Piper on their 11 lap old mediums. I don't really think they will go to the mediums this lap even. Like, I think they'd want to stretch out this hard tyre stint to about 18, 19. Want to have quite fresh mediums for most of here, because we saw how quick the mediums fell off. We did see Jeremy Saff, as Pablo takes it, but Jeremy Saff on the cutback here. We did see Jeremy Saff try and go for an undercut very early on, about 9 or 10 laps into his stint. Jeremy Saff decides to back out there, and Pablos is back ahead of the V car, but that's going to help Henson get back into the DRS train here. So we'll see if any of these guys try fighting out for it. But the one thing I'm going to suggest to look at now is penalties, because we haven't really looked at these. We've seen them happen. And Hazard there also out of the pits on their medium tyres now, so he's given up on the strategy too. CJ Drummer is the only driver out there who is still, I believe, on their lap 1 tyres. Well, obviously, other than Wisburn and Chug, but those who need to pit, CJ Drummer does not. But yeah, we haven't really covered penalties so far. Pablos and Jeremy Saff both fighting out. Like, Pablos has no penalties, but Pablos, I think, just trying to help his teammate here as he goes on the inside, a little bit of contact. Jeremy Saff could probably get that one removed. On there, a little bit of contact there, and Jeremy Saff does go off the track, so unless he gets another warning, then he can get that penalty removed. But this is all really part of Pablos' plan here. I don't believe he thinks he can catch Blackburn. I don't believe he thinks he can catch Wisburn. And speaking of Wisburn, he's in the pit lane now, as he's going to go onto the medium tyres. So I believe that Pablos, what he's done here, is just done his solid job for his teammate to finally catch up here. And Pablos, even with his penalties, is helping his team in some way, shape or form to try and keep them back in the fight. But look at this here, look, see? Like, Pablos is maybe not even going to get out ahead of Wisburn here. Yeah, look, Wisburn, medium tyres, fully equipped now, and he's just not going to be able to even touch him, Pablos. He's nowhere near. And I believe now, Blackburn is pretty much ruined. I mean, I would try and support him for these last 10 laps, but the issue is that there is just no DRS ready to help him other than this one Mercedes car, who will get out of the way very quickly on the outside there of the corner. And look at that, Wisburn's pulled about half a second to Pablos already after about a sector and a bit. And this is just what I mean. I don't believe that anyone else here, I mean, this is the fight for, I believe, P4. Pablos, Jeremy Saff, Henson, Kodoy, they all made penalties, but some can maybe get rid of it. Pablos going incredibly defensive there, trying to make sure that he doesn't let Jeremy Saff through. Jeremy Saff isn't let through there, and Pablos still continues to defend from the V car. But Henson, I'm not sure if we need to know this, but you do need to clear that V car in case that warning is removed. So Henson does need to go and clear him. The V car here anyway can't really do anything else other than sit behind Pablos at the moment and fight him, because he cannot make inroads into Wisburn's time, obviously. Blackburn's too far ahead of the field, and these two keep fighting each other. So, realistically, at the moment, this is a fight for P4. I mean, even once again, with all the penalties, and Chug comes in. So, this is what is likely the final stop of this race, unless someone wants to go for the bold, fastest lap attempt. And look at this now, Chug. Chug is actually well behind these guys. I didn't think Chug was going to be this far behind, but yes, he is. Henson also there. I was going to try and say Henson past Jeremy Saff into turn 1, but I said Chug, and I think for good reason here. He's going to be the one who's actually a bit of bother here, as everyone else, while they're on much older hard tyres, and obviously Chug has the advantage of much younger, softer medium tyres. The issue he's going to have is he's going to have to clear this 4-car battle. He can do it on the brakes, but the issue is down the straight, I don't think he's really going to be able to do anything here. And speaking of the straights, this is where they're going to gain the most time. They're going to find most of their time down the straight here as Henson now finally clears his teammate Pablos after losing the position to him a few laps ago under the pit stops. And Henson now up into P3. So if Pablos wants to help his teammate even more, he would decide to just hold up the field. That's what I believe. But I don't know if Pablos is going to do that at the moment. Henson up in third at the moment, and if he wants to help causes, then I believe that Pablos should just sort of hold back. Make a big fight between Chuck the Awesome, Kodoy, Jeremy Saff, and himself. They all have penalties, but realistically then, what's going to happen? It's just going to be Henson streaking away most likely. Chuck the Awesome picks up a penalty though. That is 3 seconds for him. I'm not sure where he got the other 2 warnings, so he might be able to get it removed, but Chuck the Awesome at the moment, he has to clear these people now, so he can't just sit back and sit there in P3 or P4 and be done with his day. He's going to have to clear some of these people. And speaking of having to clear, Wisburn is going to be on the back of Blackbone in a matter of seconds, really, because those medium tyres are looking absolutely rapid. Chuck the Awesome has caught almost 2 seconds on this lap alone. That is just the difference between really fresh tyres here. And as we saw, once again, Wisburn set the fastest lap. Look, I look away from him, gained about 6 tenths there, and Blackburn just struggling on them hard tyres. Look at the grip difference that is here. Wisburn's going to fly past with a really technical sector 3 coming up. I don't believe Blackburn will have an answer. He will try and use the battery here, but Wisburn is going to take the lead, and I believe take the race win. I don't see anything really stopping him at the moment, unless it is himself, or maybe some crazy tyre comes at the end of this race, and Blackburn somehow manages to come back, or Blackburn shows the pace that he had in Monaco on them old hard tyres. But I just don't believe that's going to happen. It's already about 6 tenths on his head at the moment, and Blackbone then has the really technical sector 1 to deal with as well. And look, he's already losing so much time. He might be out of a second by the end of this lap. Like, it might just be that as well. And yeah, Chuck the Awesome actually passed Kodoy. Kodoy, the first one to be dispatched there. I'm not sure there was a let by there, because I don't think he lost that much time, but he might have. Did Chuck the Awesome get DRS down here? Whisper, look at that, 34.1. Will Chug eclipse that time? He does, 33.8, so he gets the extra fastest lap, 0.4 now. But the big issue that Henson now has is that his title rival, right behind him now, I mean, still 2 cars in the way of him there, but he is basically second behind him, if that, on the road. So Pablos now will need to help his teammate quite a lot if he wants to make sure that that Red Bull is kept behind, and he needs to work together with Jeremy Saff here. And will Jeremy Saff work together with everyone else? Because Kodoy is basically left in the dust now. 1.3 seconds. And look how slow they're going. You once can see Chug just pushing them through some of these corners. And Blackburn now also at DRS. You can tell that their tyres are very quick. Chug thinks about send there. Jeremy Saff does not wall for it. Keeps the apex. Keeps it quite tight. Kodoy gets something on penalty. But look at the traction difference for Chug. And this now needs to be a big help here from Pablos. Pablos trying to fight against Chug. But this can be a triple overtake from the Red Bull driver. Chug is doing his best. So Henson on the outside, trying to go for a bit of a cutback where his teammates on the inside. He can't make it. Chug up into P3. So now the best help Henson is going to have is that penalty that he's got. If that is a fair penalty, then Henson has to stay within 3 seconds here at the moment. And Pablos needs to just try and, I guess, help him out the best he can. Jimmy Jags passing like there as well. And look at the amount of penalties throughout the field. Really well played to the people who haven't got penalties at the moment, because they have done a great job. Henson, Blackbone, Wisburn, and it makes sense why they are in the top few positions at the moment. Henson there struggling for grip though, coming out of the final corner. Look, about 2 seconds down his time. So if I want to quickly go and compare lap times, for example, I go to Henson and I see his last lap was 37.4, Chug 35.2. That's over 2 seconds quicker. His lap beforehand, 33.8. That is far quicker than anything else that Henson's done this race alone. We can literally see fastest laps of the race. Everyone is roughly within the 35s there, 36s, a few 37s I'm spotting as well. And then you see two people who put on medium tyres, 34.1, 33.8. They are just so good in the latter ends of this race, where it's just near impossible to really usurp them. So Henson tries he might, Blackburn tries he might, I don't believe they're really going to get the positions here. And Chug now will set his sights on Blackburn, and Blackburn will need to watch out. If they're going about 2 seconds quicker than Henson, then he is going to need to watch out for his pace and for Chug the Awesome's pace behind him as well. The gap is currently 5.2, and Henson is trying to bring that down, but I don't believe that's going to happen for the rest of this race. Blackburn almost 3 seconds away from Wisburn, so it looks like Wisburn here might take his first win of the season, as long as nothing bad goes on for him. Let's just double check the warnings here to make sure. He's got 2, so I can't always jinx him. What about Blackburn? Blackburn, no warnings throughout the whole race, so fair play to him. Henson picked up his first warning of the race as well, only a few laps ago, so fair play to both of them. No warnings and 1 warning. Wisburn as well with 2 warnings, so he's still got to watch out for it. He may get a few in the last 5 laps. Look at that. Chug the Awesome, though. Really big wobble on the rear end there, and that is him pushing and trying to get out of the 3-second window, and then right up to Blackburn. I think he's got that 3-second window covered. Henson already 2.7 back, and there's still 5 laps left. I believe this is a done deal for the podium unless something crazy happens. But Chug the Awesome now is going to be staring at the back of Blackburn in a matter of laps, it looks like, and we'll see what happens there. C.A. Jean, mind you, pulling a blind of a strategy, I think, so far. He's done this, I think, beforehand, where CJ Jama, I believe, did it at Bahrain, where he pitted on lap 1 under the virtual safety car, which happened on lap 1, and he just kept it enticing into the race. I think he got about P5 there, and he's trying the same here, but now he's got the issue of both knowing like Jimmy Jags. So while they are on old hard tyres, I mean, look at CJ Jamas. I mean, they are really old. Sean MC there also gets a 10-second penalty for crossing the pit entry line. So I think he's done it twice this race, which you, unfortunately for him, aren't allowed to do. You can do it once by the game's rules and by our rules, but any penalties seen after that is to stick with you. But I don't believe he's really got any issues there. He's going to try and break the fastest lap of the race, currently held by Chug, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, while I was talking, knowing like got past CJ Drama, and CJ Drama, to be fair to him, still sticking on the back well here at the moment. Had some really nice pace actually, but I believe that I think the strategy here could have been going onto a set of mediums near the end of the race and then go from there. He could have caught, I believe he could have caught these two back up again and maybe past them, but Jimmy Jags trying to find a way round CJ Drama at the moment. CJ Drama placing his car pretty nicely at the moment, and I wish I could commentate on a bit more here, but yeah, a bunch of penalties now. I think Jerry Sapp actually had a big wobble, or I might have just envisioned things. Oh my goodness me. Okay, well, that's something to commentate on. Pavlos has absolutely ruined his race, as I think he's broken way too late. Henson now doesn't have that rear gunner of a teammate, so he's got to make sure that he just keeps himself with that pace. But Pavlos, I mean, I believe, was going to lose. No, he would have been ahead of Codeway still. So Pavlos, I think, has lost position for Aston Martin there overall. So he needs to try and get himself back into this race and get it back going. Or maybe he wants to pit, go fastest lap. I don't know what he's going to do, but we'll wait and see. Because as soon as I talk about wishing there's something else to commentate, Pavlos comes and delivers right there for me with an absolute torpedo move into turn 10. So thank you very much there, Pavlos. Jimmy Jags here on the back of CJ Drama. This might be a move now. We'll go on the off-board camera here because this is going to be quite interesting here. Jimmy Jags decides to back out, but CJ Drama is doing a crazy job once again on them hard tyres. Jimmy Jags gets a ticket penalty there for cutting that corner just a bit too fine, and that is him currently still behind CJ Drama. But look at the grip difference here. CJ Drama trying his best to get back into it. Jimmy Jags pouring on the overtake button now. Will he go for a send down the inside? CJ Drama's harvesting. Jimmy doesn't decide to go for a send. I think he's got to try and go for a send at some point, but he's on the inside now. Will CJ Drama hold the position? He will. Jimmy's got to go for some sort of send here if he wants to try and get P9 from the Haas driver, who actually, once again, is sticking really well to the back of knowing like here in P8. And once again, fair play to him. Like, I think he's not been doing too bad at all this race. So fair play to CJ Drama. I'll call him a tyre whisperer, to be honest, because it is sort of ridiculous how everyone decides not to do this sort of strategy, and he's the one who always does it anytime there is a safety car out on lap one. So I love it. I love the more strategies that people do, and he might even have a chance to overtake Knowing Light down this straight. Knowing Light using his battery. Jimmy Jags, believe, using the battery behind as well. Would he try and go for a send down here? See, Drummer has to close off the racing line there for Jimmy Jags, and Jimmy Jags trying to get back on the exit. Looks like there's no way through for the Alpine driver. Will there be a send into here? We waited to see one for a little while now. Pablos, I think, was the last person who did it. There's still no sends as we get on to about 3 laps left of this race. This is looking like this is how the field's going to be. I mean, the only issue, the only thing I believe that could happen now, Chug possibly getting past Blackbone, appealing his penalty, and then that is him done, and thus Jeremy Sapp picking up a penalty. CJ Drama now picks up the penalty, so Jimmy Jags is now fighting in pole position. He can't get ahead of Knowing Light either. He can't on track, but he can't in the end of the race. Matic Ben, I also might add, is catching these two, or catching these 3 really, quite a bit, as he's on the freshest tyres, 11 of old hard tyres. He's doing his best to catch back up in that McLaren. But yeah, a bit of a miserable day for Alpine here, 10th and 12th. Their start of the season was amazing, and they really kept going through the midpoint, but it looks like they're going to finally lose the constructors lead they've held for so long. And the question is now, to Red Bull, to McLaren, to Aston Martin, I won't even know until the whole thing's done, really. Alpine might not even find themselves second here. That's a big send from Kodoy, and that is only caught that a bit late there, but he is off the track, and he gives the place back to Jeremy South. And it looks like this is, once again, most going to be the grid order. I mean, Chug the Awesome doing his best to catch off the Blackburn. He's getting there a few tenths of the lap. He might be able to have an attack on the last lap, but I don't believe his ERS. So his ERS actually is quite plentiful, so he might be able to go do something there. But look at that snap. And there's the yellow flag. Pablos off the track in the very high speed turn 17. Jared Kodoy coming to the pits. So I think he believes, you know what, let's just try and go fastest lap now. Pablos, I don't know if he's got wing damage there. I think he has, so I think he's just going to continue with that for the rest of the race. Will Kodoy here get out ahead of Pablos? I mean, I think it's a pretty done deal if he gets behind him, but he knows what to do afterwards. Yeah, no, Pablos is going to go back ahead of Kodoy. I mean, Pablos is on the same amount of penalties as him, so Kodoy might have a bit of struggles here. And I guess he is right behind Knowing Light, but I believe, yeah, look at that, traction difference already. A few tenths gained for the Mercedes driver, and that should be him pretty much done. Chug almost in a DRS air Blackman. We're going to have a fight on the last lap here between these two, which will be very nice going to see. Henson looks like he's going to hold on to P4 there. Jeremy Saff in P5. Pablos holding on to P6, but just look at this. Yeah, far too much understeer. No tyre grip. No grip at all, really. And he might be a bit of an issue to these guys at the end of the race. So I actually really want to see that as well. Yellow flag 6, 2 and 3. Is that? Oh, I thought that was Wizbone for a second. No. But Sean MC baiting me out there. As I thought about starting the final lap there with our leader turned round. But no. Wizbone there will start the final lap. Kodoy now past Pablos. And he now has the issue. Chuck also gets another penalty. So he's pushed the limits a bit too much here. And Chuck the Awesome is with another penalty. Henson may try and do something for that, but I don't believe he's going to be able to. Sean gets another penalty. 32 seconds, Sean. My goodness me, what are you doing down there? I do not know. Jimmy Jags out finally past CJ Drama. CJ Drama gets a little bit of a wobble there, but he gets ahead of the Haas driver. But realistically, the battle's not over here at the moment. Look at the damage Pablos is sustaining. He's gone wide again. And these 4 are going to be in a very nice fight. Maybe these 5 as Max Ben finally closes up to DRS bits here. We'll quickly watch these guys and see what they do. Going into turn 1, Knowing Light. Will he make a send to turn 1? Will Pablos try and fight it? Pablos won't try and fight it. The closing difference is far too much for the Ferrari. But we'll quickly have a watch here. Because 6 second penalties. Would Blackbone have been able to hold off Chuck the Awesome? It's looking like it's not going to happen. Blackbone trying to go defensive. Making sure that any of these penalties that do happen, making sure that they are covered for. But Chuck the Awesome there. Passes Blackbone tries to go for a send. Chuck the Awesome leaves in the space required. And Chuck the Awesome just has that extra grip around the outside of the corner there to take the place. And there we go. That is him all done. I'll quickly actually watch Wisman in a second, but I think these guys are going to start fighting right when Wisman crosses the line. But we'll focus on Wisburn as he comes round the final two corners here. It's been a lovely race for him. We'll quickly cut to the action in a second. But Wisburn in the Williams will finally take his first win of the season here. Wisburn wins around Kota, and we'll quickly go back here to the live feed at the moment. Pablo said, oh my god, big bit of issues there behind. Blackwell will finish ahead of Chuck the Awesome, obviously, because of those 6-second penalties. Will any sends happen here? Pablo once again does have the wing damage, so he's got to contend with Max Ben on the inside. Big wheel tapping. Will Max Ben go round the outside of Pablos? He has, but Max Ben goes way too far off the track. Henson and Jeremy Saff P4 and 5. Max Ben, Pablos still side by side. Watching for CJ Chalmers' point of view. There's a bit more contact. Kodoy with the fastest lap as well. Takes it off and Chuck the Awesome. These two fighting to the very end. Max Ben on the inside, trying to leave in space. And CJ Chalmers round into the wall. Max Ben and Pablos fight to the end, but Pablos takes 10th in the end. CJ Chalmers in P11. That was a nice bit of fighting at the end of the race. Has in P12. And then we finally got the last two finishes, Sean MC and Johnny Viper. Johnny Viper lapped and will cross the line in P14 to take 1 point for the Mercedes team. Wow, that was something. Fair enough to every bit of racing there. Honestly, I think that was quite nice. Yeah, wow. Brilliant race for everyone. Maybe other than Sean, but he picks up 2 points. He does finish ahead of someone. And 30 seconds of penalties will not bother him for some points. Unfortunately for him, didn't get the fastest lap. Unfortunately, a little bit far off it. But he does take the few points to Williams. And it's a 113 for them. We will just wait. We'll just wait for the things there. Chuck the Awesome driver today. I believe it's quite fair. Started P8 in the end after a bit of a grid penalty for him. And that was him basically done up into P2. Eventually P3. But a very nice race there from Wisburn. Blackbone keeping his title charge alive there up in P2. And may have taken the lead of the constructors for McLaren. So we'll wait and see when I actually check the results and if they're implemented. I'll give you the feedback on that actually in a minute, because that was quite key to this race. But anyway, Wisburn starts on pole, finishes in first. Great job from him. Blackburn in P2, moves up position after Tyler's issues with his family that I don't know if he's resolved yet, but hopefully he's okay. Chug, after a 5-place win penalty in qualifying, takes it to the final step of the podium. Henson there, keeping him as good form in Kota, and one of the 3 drivers not to take a penalty overall, taking P4. Jeremy Saff in P5, losing a position in the end, but I think still very happy with that result. Kodoy takes fastest lap in P6, knowing like P7 after a race-long battle, I feel like, with Jimmy Jags. Matic Spen just getting Pappas on the line for P9 as he finishes just in 10th. CEO Drama taking the one stop to the extreme, having the hard tyres on for so long, up in P11. Hazard in P12 for the Alpine team. Sean MC finishes the race in P13, last driver on the lead lap. Johnny Viper lapped in the end in P14, final position. Josh, BJ Perry, and Tyler all DNF'd. That is a race rundown really quickly there. Great job myself. Anyway, let's quickly have a refresh of driver standings. Anyway, we will quickly just go from the top 3 in the driver standings. Henson still leads the driver standings currently, 118 points to Chug the Awesome's 114. Blackburn there does gain the position on Tyler and goes up into P3 with 105 points. And now the big one, the constructor standings. It is McLaren who take the lead of the constructor standings with their second podium. Second P2, sorry, of the season. Takes ahead of Alpine by 9 points currently. 11 points, actually, sorry. 154 points to 143. Red Bull, with that P2, take P3 in the Constructors... P3, sorry. Take P3 in the Constructors' Championship still. 136 points. They are 7 points away from Alpine in P2. Aston Martin, with their points finishes as well, take 4th at the moment with 129 points. Ferrari, the only team without a podium so far, still with some solid results. They are in P5, 114 points. Mercedes, last team on 100 points, as Williams do gain quite a bit here, up to 97 points ahead of Haas and Sauber, who lose 3 positions there down in P9. And Racing Bulls finishes off the grid there. Anyway, that is the race all done and dusted. That is the driver standings updated for you. That is the constructor standings updated for you all. And I believe we are done here. So thank you all very, very much for watching. We've got our next race as another street circuit in the calendar. We had Monaco between this race, and now it's going to be Singapore right after this. Our second street track of the season, and we'll then go to Losail and Yas Marina to round out the season in a few weeks' time. Please don't miss this championship fight. It's only about 4 points between the top two at the moment, and we could see a third driver enter in Blackbone, and we've also got a really nice constructors fight still laid out. So then that is it, everybody, for this stream. I hope you've enjoyed it, and goodbye.